welcome back to another video about a children's trading card game. I apologise for any background noise you can hear. I am, as you can see, in a brand new location. I am out of the country, so hopefully it's not too bad. Today, also I'm talking very quietly because it's like 6 AM when I'm recording this, so let's go ahead and get started with what today's video is. There were a ton of leaks in the last few days for set 2 of the One Piece card game, including secret rares, including SRs, like all sorts of nutty stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to be discussing that today, and there is a lot to be excited about. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We start off with the man himself, Donut Boy, Portugas D Ace. On a 7-drop 7k here, Whitebeard Pirates. On play, up to 2 of your opponent's characters lose 3,000 power during this turn. Then, if your leader has Whitebeard Pirates in one of its types, this character gains a rush during this turn. So obviously a 7k rusher is nice. Whitebeard is going to play this almost certainly. Being able to just smack 7k in is really, really big. The minus 3k is more of a combo kind of thing. Obviously, we've seen, I think it's Squado, has ability to kill stuff which is low power. So does Nico Robin, so does Beppo the promo. So this is synergizing with that. And obviously, if you have 2 Robins set up or something and then you chuck this down, this is going to be very, very powerful. I am not, as of yet, convinced this is crazy good. And I think whether or not you play it is just going to depend on how much Whitebeard wants to rush, and how well it combos with these power like deleting cards. Certainly I don't think it's a bad card by any means. I think if you called this a bad card you would be lying, but I do think there is potential. Okay, then we got a 5-drop 7k King Dew here, cool, the vanilla. And we got a 7-drop 9k vanilla here, which I do not believe Red had access to before. So this is a new vanilla that may be useful in these very, very aggressive lists. Then we got a 4-drop 6k Zorro here. This is just a Film Supernova Straw Hat Crew. Again, vanilla, but it is particularly attributed, though I don't think you will be playing it. Okay, on to our next card with an ability here. Inazuma. This is a blue 4-drop 5k, Impel Down and Revolutionary Army. If you have 1 or less cards in your hand, this character gains 2,000 power, blocker, and 1k counter. So that continuous ability means that on your turn you'll be able to swing with 7k with this. Equally on your opponent's turn, you could buff it up to 7k. And I'm pretty sure the way this would work is if you declare blocker with it while it's a 4-drop 5k, right, and you put like 1 or 2 cards down, or however many to drop you down to 1 or less, the 2k will then immediately trigger, and you'll get that big buff, that 2k. How good is that? I don't know. Might be pretty decent. Also, as you can just see, it looks like a you can't actually, sorry. It looks like a brand new card has been revealed, so we'll come to that at the end. Hopefully it's been translated. But yeah, listen, it's a 4-drop 5k blocker. Those are never bad. And getting bonus, potentially aggro power, I think is the version of this that I'd be more interested in. I think it's more likely to be pretty good. But certainly not a bad card. Okay, let's talk about the more exciting card here. Ivankov. Emporio Ivankov. Oh my god. Right. 7-drop 7k, Impel Down Revolutionary Army. It's an SR, you know it's going to be big. On play, draw cards until you have 3 cards in your hand. Play up to 1 6 cost or lower, blue Impel Down type character from your hand. So obviously that is insane value. It is subject to the whims of RNG. That's basically the cost you're paying for that. But if you have an empty hand, this is a +3. It's pretty good. And obviously, like that seems like it's probably going to be fairly likely in the Ivankov deck. I think that that's reasonably likely to happen. You're going to be emptying out your hand, but you can definitely save this. Just play whatever cheap thing out you may have in your hand, and then just slam this down. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a really, really nice card in terms of just keeping that aggression going, building boards like very easily, very cheaply. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a staple in that blue Impel Down deck. Outside of that, it sucks. Obviously. Well, I don't know if that's true. Like, a generic on-play draw until you have 3 could be good, but it's not draw 3, right? It's not like it says draw 3 cards. So, how many decks are realistically getting down to, that kind of top deck war? Some, but, I mean, I wouldn't really want to rely on it. And then, obviously, if you're not playing lots of Impel Down type characters, you're not getting advantage of that second ability, but you never know. Could be worth playing. Okay. Then we've got Shiryu here. This is a 4-drop 5k. It has 1k counter, and on play, Don -1k up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less. So actually, generically, this is not too bad. This is going to be sniping all those little, chump blockers. However, in Z, where you have access to Black's suite of cards, right, where we can suddenly be reducing costs significantly, this becomes very, very powerful. This becomes very, 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 very powerful. So I think in Z, this is going to be something you almost certainly play. Outside of Z, you probably don't, but it's possible. Okay, then we got a vanilla 3k there, a vanilla 6k for black, a vanilla 5k for black. Okay. And then they drop this absolute bombshell on us, the surprise reveal of the secret here, and oh man, okay, this is Kuzan. There's a 10-drop 10k. On your turn, all your opponent's characters lose 5 cost. On play, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 0 characters. So you play this down, any 5-drop or low character your opponent has is getting nuked. On top of that, this is a continuous cost reduction effect, which is insane. Obviously, you're going to have to keep them around for a turn, but if one thing we have learned is that keeping 10Ks around, 10-drop 10Ks around, it's actually not too difficult. Generally, it is actually very hard for your opponent to remove something this big. It's very, very, very sticky. And the second this thing is on the board, all your removal is turned up to like 20. Like, for example, Shiryu suddenly becomes, you know, dropping 6 costs or lower, like for just non-1, and that's insane. Zed is removing everything, like 9 drops and below for the non-4. I am just, and obviously in Z, right, you can see the combo here very clearly. You play Aokiji, your opponents lose 5 cost, you nuke one of their 5 cost or lowers, and then you can nuke one of their 9 cost or lowers with the Z effect, which is insane. Such good value. Yeah, I think in Z this is probably a 3 to 4 of. In other black decks, probably 2 of, because obviously it is very expensive, and you know you do lose your whole turn pretty much the turn you play it. So it, you know, you do need to be. Ideally, you want some sort of synergies there, but yeah, I don't know, really, really good. And then obviously, damn, that man is sexy. Anyway, on to we actually also then got the next SR, so the Kuzan SR. So let's talk about this. So obviously we had so we had the secret version. This is him. That was him after the Paramount War, but this is him during the Paramount War. So we have a 4-drop 5k Navy here, no counter. On play, draw a card. When attacking, reduce the cost up to one of your opponent's characters by 4 during this turn. So obviously, as you can imagine, that's just going to be staple. I cannot imagine a scenario where you are not going to be playing that at very high counts, especially in like Z or any of the black ones. There's less good in Garp, but like, you know, whatever. It's fundamentally an on-play draw, 4k, 4.5k that does something on attack is good. Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like in black you're just going to be maxing all copies of the Admirals, which I guess we, you know, probably suspected, but yeah, it's pretty wild. They are all very, very, very powerful cards. Okay, then we got Morgan. This is a 4-drop 5k. When attacking, one of your opponent's characters gets -3 cost this turn and 1k counter. Again, this isn't absolutely not bad. It has a counter here, but you know, I'd rather just play Aokiji to really get that value there. Then we got the next secret rare in the set. We got Uta revealed as a card of the day, and this is wild. So there's an 8-drop 8k film. On play, Dom -2. Your leader and all your characters gain 1k power until the start of your next turn. I think this is very, very powerful. It's well costed because that leaves you 2 Don open, which means that's like 2 1-cost events or something, or a 2-cost event. So you leave your defensive capabilities open. Everything gets the buff, so you can play this down at the start of your turn and then throw stuff in very aggressively, hitting, you know, everything is 6k, right? Your lead is 6k, and then everything's getting 1k. And then on your opponent's turn, everything also has that 1k, which means that your board is that much stickier and it's that much harder to kill you. I think this is a phenomenally powerful card, and it is film traded, and a lot of Purple's best stuff right now is film traded. You are using film cards. So personally, I think this is really, really powerful. Both secret rares you're going to need copies of. This is the one thing I hate about banging our games, where they make these secret rares so good. So yeah, this is going to be a big tax. The Z deck will probably need both. So Z is, I think Z is looking like it's going to be the most expensive card, the most expensive deck in the game, because you are literally playing like the sort of shortlist of the best SRs and best secrets. But yeah, this is a phenomenally powerful card. Absolutely going to be seeing play, in my opinion. Then we got some news about some alt arts and stuff. Okay, then we got Full Body. This is a 2-drop 3k. When attacking, if you have Django during this turn, during this battle, this character gets 3k. So this will be a 2-drop 6k swinger with counter. And then if you have and then Django is if you have a Full Body in play, this character cannot be KO'd by battle. So yeah, you got this little janky combo here. I don't think you're ever going to bother with it. Definitely not worth seeing play. What I will say though is we just saw our card reveals today. We got 2. We got Kazuki Odin. Let's have a look. This is a genuine first reaction right now. So we got Activate main. This is a drop 8k. Activate main once per turn for 3. Switch this character to active. Okay, so you're not going to be doing that the turn this comes in, obviously. 1, because it's an 8 drop, and 2, because it doesn't have rush or anything. But, okay, so once per turn you get another attack. And then on KO, play up to 1, cost 3 green Wano country type character from your deck, and then shuffle your deck. Okay. I mean, this is a very powerful finisher card. You know, the turn you play this, like, your opponent is going to feel like they're on a clock, because every Don you put on this card is high value. I mean, you know, this is sort of kids leader ability in a unit, right? Where you make that investment before, and then instead of having a 12k double attacker, well, actually you can put, you know, 7 Dons onto this, making it 15k double attack, and I promise you your opponent is not going to be able to guard that much. 20k guard in hand seems unlikely. Wow, this is something. This is definitely something. So next we have got Hina. I saw the guy who does the translations typing, so hopefully that'll come in just a second. But yeah, man, I'm pretty shocked at just how good, just how strong Odin might be, because we saw all these cards in the set that are like centered around making Odin work, right? Like, or they, like, you know, rely on it. So this is definitely really interesting, right? This Wano deck is because this isn't really even really restricted to Wano, right? Like, you can just use this as a generically good finisher. Like, you can just throw this into green. So that's interesting. But yeah, let's go ahead and I will cut back to when the translation for this is revealed. Okay, so we have got the translation here. We have got Hina. So what does this do? There's a 5-drop 6k navy blocker. When blocking, choose up to 1 of your opponent's cost 6 or lower characters. The chosen character cannot attack during this turn, and then 1k counter. So basically locking down one of your opponent's characters obviously works well with the theme that is Hina's Devil Fruit ability, but I'm not convinced this is super good. Obviously, okay, look, like, in this game, units are sticky, so if your opponent invests, like, a bunch of stuff into a card, and then you just lock it down, that's going to suck for them, but, I don't know, like, you have to block with this, so they're kind of going to see it coming, so they can just attack, or clear this first, and then play their big unit. I mean, yeah, obviously, like, you can just, you know, stop their little things from attacking, but I don't know, I feel like I would rather be playing removal in black than, like, stunning, but I don't know, this is definitely good value, because it's like 6 cost or lower, like, that's a lot. So, I don't know, I don't know how this would interact if you block that character's attack, though. Like, would this nullify the attack? Would it just stop? Remains to be seen. But yeah, that is it for our big, massive set of leaks. Obviously both Secret Rares and the Last Admiral and a whole ton of SRs. Absolutely insane. I'm really, really excited for this set. I hope you guys are too. So if you are, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel for more One Piece content. I've got some deck limited battle stuff coming out in the next week, which you should definitely keep an eye out for. So if you do want to see that, you should subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. But if you're also interested in Gate Ruler, Lorcana, or Battle Spirits, I make videos on those too. Obviously more of the Gate Ruler at the moment, seeing as the other two aren't even out yet, but I will be. So if you're interested in those, please do give those a watch. I have no idea why my camera is wobbling around so much, but yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.